There are a lot of ranged weapons in No More Room in Hell 2, but which ones are actually worth using? Today we're ranking the 1.0 ranged weapon roster from S all the way down to F. I'm looking at damage, accuracy, recoil, range, penetration, ammo economy, and how useful each weapon actually is during a run. Let's get into the tier list. Starting at the bottom, we have the Gruber MKVII. This is one of the weakest firearms in the roster. It does 35 damage with a headshot and only 5 damage to the body. The good thing about this gun is that it's pretty easy to control, and it has a small accuracy boost with its starting spread being reduced. So landing that first shot is a little easier now. But even with that improvement, the biggest problem is still the damage. It just doesn't hit very hard. If this is the only gun you have, then use it. A gun is better than no gun. But once you find something stronger, I'd switch it. The Gruber 922 goes into D tier. This is another gun that's pretty easy to control. It has low recoil, and it recently got a small accuracy boost too. Its starting spread was lowered, including while aiming down sights, so the gun is easier to get on target. The problem is the damage. It does 35 headshot damage and only 5 body damage. It also has no penetration, so it doesn't do much against tougher enemies. It's fine for basic zombies, but there are much stronger rifles you can find. So even though it's easier to aim now, the damage keeps it in D tier. The M9A3 also gets D tier. It's a reliable 9mm pistol with manageable recoil, and it also got a small accuracy improvement, so its first shots are a little easier to place. The problem is still the damage. It only does 10 body damage, which doesn't give it much stopping power. It's useful as an emergency sidearm, but if you find a stronger handgun, I'd take the upgrade. Now we're moving into C tier with the Model 13. This revolver hits harder than the weaker pistols. It does 20 body damage and has 2 penetration, which makes it more useful against tougher enemies. And it actually got a nice accuracy improvement. Its starting spread was lowered, so your first shot is easier to control. That's especially helpful with a revolver because you don't want to waste shots. The downside is that it still has some recoil, and if you miss, you don't have the fastest follow-up shots. It's a solid sidearm, but it doesn't quite reach the higher tiers. The X12 Super is also C tier. This is a close range shotgun with 17 body damage, and it can absolutely save you when zombies get in your face. Shotguns are great when enemies are close because you don't need perfect aim to hit them, but the farther away the zombie is, the less useful the X12 becomes. If you're fighting inside buildings or in tight spaces, it's useful, but if you want one weapon that can handle lots of different situations, there are better choices, so the X12 Super gets C tier. The M1911 gets B tier. This is one of the better pistols because it uses .45 ACP ammo, giving it more stopping power than the smaller 9mm pistols. It does 15 body damage and 25 stability damage. And the M1911 also got an accuracy improvement, with both its starting spread and maximum spread being lowered. That means it's a little easier to keep your shots where you want them. The trade-off is still more recoil and less effective range than some of the rifles, but as a sidearm, the M1911 is dependable. Next is the Rochester 1873. This is a powerful rifle that rewards careful shooting. It does around 20 body damage, but its maximum range and stability damage were lowered in the 1.0 balance changes. So it isn't quite the hard-hitting monster it used to be. However, the weapon later got some accuracy improvements. Its starting spread, aiming spread, and maximum spread were all reduced. That makes it easier to land your shots, especially when you're taking your time. It's still a good rifle, but compared with the weapons in A and S tier, it doesn't have quite enough advantages. The Gruber Ranch goes into A tier. This rifle does 130 damage with a headshot, 20 body damage, and has 2 penetration. That makes it very good at taking down normal zombies with headshots. And there's another reason I like it. The Ranch got a big accuracy boost. Its starting spread was cut almost in half, and its maximum spread was also reduced. So your first shots are much easier to place. If you're the type of player who likes taking your time and going for headshots instead of spraying bullets everywhere, the Ranch is a very strong choice. It isn't the best weapon for every situation, but when you use it the way it's meant to be used, it does its job extremely well. The MP5 is another A tier weapon. It does 70 headshot damage and 10 body damage with an effective range of around 50 meters. Now those numbers might not sound amazing compared with the rifles, but that's because the MP5 has a different job. This is a close range automatic weapon. The MP5 also got better movement accuracy, which makes it easier to use while moving. That is a big deal when you're inside a building and zombies are running straight at you. The fast follow-up shots let you quickly deal with enemies that get too close. Just don't try to use it like a long-range rifle. Keep it close, and the MP5 is excellent. The Fiera DB12 also gets A tier. It's another shotgun that's excellent when zombies start getting close. It does 17 body damage and 15 stability damage, making it useful for both hurting enemies and also slowing them down. This isn't a weapon for long range fights, but inside a building or during a close range fight, it can be extremely useful. The Fiera doesn't need to be good at everything, it just needs to be really good at its job. And it is. Finally, for A tier, we have the Hunter 85. This rifle does 35 body damage and has 3 penetration. That makes it especially useful against tougher and armored enemies. And the Hunter 85 got a big accuracy improvement. Its starting spread was cut from 8 to 4, which makes those first shots much easier to control. So when you take your time and aim carefully, this rifle can be very accurate. The biggest downgrade is still the ammo weight. You're giving up inventory space to carry that extra stopping power, but if you're okay with managing your ammo, the Hunter 85 is an excellent rifle. Now we're at S tier. First is the 590A1. Shotguns are incredibly valuable because sooner or later, zombies are going to get close. And when that happens, the 590A1 is exactly what you want. It does 17 body damage, which is a big improvement from its old 13 damage. It also has excellent close range stopping power. You don't need perfect precision. You just need to put the blast where it counts. The downside is that its recoil and spread can be harder to manage, but when a zombie is standing right in front of you, that's not always a big problem. For buildings, interior, and emergencies, this is one of the best weapons you can carry. The MC15 is also S tier. It has 130 headshot damage, 20 body damage, and 2 penetration. And the MC15 is great because it can do a little bit of everything. It has enough damage for normal zombies, it has enough penetration for tougher enemies, and it got an accuracy improvement that makes its first shots easier to land. Its maximum spread was also reduced. The only small downside is that the spread builds up a little bit faster when you keep firing. So don't just hold the trigger forever. Take controlled shots when you can. If you don't know what kind of situation you're about to run into, the MC15 is an excellent weapon to have. The M14 battle rifle also goes into S tier as well. It does 35 body damage and has 3 penetration, making it particularly effective against armored targets. The M14 also received an accuracy boost with its starting spread becoming smaller, so getting that first accurate shot is easier than it was before. But this is still a powerful rifle with some serious recoil. Its ammo is also heavy, so this isn't a weapon you want to blindly spray. Take your time, control your shots, hit what you're aiming at. If you do that, the M4 is incredibly powerful. And finally, we have the M7A1. This is one of the strongest ranged weapons in the entire roster. It has 150 headshot damage, 35 body damage, and 3 penetration. That's an incredible combination. It hits extremely hard and can deal with tougher enemies. The M7 also received a huge accuracy improvement. Its starting spread was reduced from 18 to just 5, and its maximum spread was reduced too. It also became better while moving, but there's one thing to remember. The spread builds up faster when you keep firing, so you don't want to just hold down the trigger and spray. Fire controlled shots and let the weapon do its job. Once you learn how to control it, the M7A1 becomes extremely deadly. And that's my 1.0 ranged weapon tier list for No More Room in Hell 2. Hopefully this makes it easier to figure out which weapons are worth picking up during your next run. If you found this guide useful, drop a like and subscribe for more No More Room in Hell 2 weapon guides, tier lists, and updates. And let me know in the comments which weapon you think belongs in S tier. Thanks for watching, and as always, good luck, take care.